Welcome to Sugar Daddy's podcast, where we get real about love, money, and everything in between. I'm your host, Namon Jones, here with my co-host, Diopla Sample. What's up, D?
What's going on, Namon?
Man, they say love don't cost a thing, but what about companionship?
Hey, man, we just two grown-ass men having real talk, making real connections.
Man, I really appreciate you, bro.
Hey, man, thank you, man. Appreciate you, too.
No, for real, though.
No, me too.
No, I'm just saying. I remember when we first thought about doing this, man, this podcast and talking it through and all the rehearsals and all that kind of stuff. But, man, you stayed true to it. You know what I mean? You were like, man, no, we got to do this.
Yeah.
You don't understand? We got to do this. And I was like, I know, man, I know. We were excited. And then I was like, man, you challenged me. Remember you challenged me? You was like,
man, come on.
You was like, well, why are we doing it?
Yeah.
You was like, why are we doing it?
Yeah.
So, and I was like, shit. I said, we got to talk about some stuff. And you was like, well, we doing it because it's this culture. It was like, yeah. And it was like, you need to bring some awareness. And you said, shit, we need to bring awareness to a culture that exists
That most
people don't want. They don't talk about, right? It. So it got me to thinking. So today, fast forward, we did a couple of our podcasts, and I'm like, okay, we getting better. We doing this thing, man, and it's working. And, we telling stories, our stories, and telling our truths and so forth. But what was interesting was you and I were on the phone earlier today. Remember we were having a conversation?
Yeah.
And, man, I was on the phone with you, and there was a lady. She was about 75, 76, something like that. Older lady, and she heard me say the word sugar daddies to you when we talking about the podcast and so forth.
Right.
And she said, sugar daddies? And I started laughing. And I was like, yes, ma'am, sugar daddies. And she said, I said, what was the for? Right? Like, I said, what do you think a sugar daddy is? But guess what the first thing she said?
What?
Pimp. I said, a pimp? Why? I said, why do you think that? And she was like, well, I don't know. I just think, a sugar daddy, he got multiple women. Mm-hmm. I said, so they make him a pimp? I said, so almost like, I hate to use the word like educating her because, but
that was her perception.
Exactly. That's what I was going with. That's her perception.
Her perception of what she thought. Then she was an older woman, I heard you say, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Because, with this culture, the sugar culture, depending on what age you are, you're going to have a different perspective anyway.
Right.
Okay. Older women may think pimp, okay? And depending upon, the way that a younger woman look at it, she might say a different word. Mm-hmm. Okay, she might see a sugar daddy as, like we said in one of our previous episodes, as a treat or a trick.
Or a trick, yeah.
Okay,
right.
So I just think for me, when it comes to being a sugar daddy, I say who I am. I was talking with my uncle earlier. Now he don't even know I'm saying this, but I'm gonna say it.
Right.
And he say, man. Now this is my grandfather's son.
Okay.
Which he's one of the ones I idolized growing up as well. He said to me, he didn't even know about he knew about the podcast, but he didn't know about what I had been saying.
Okay.
And he said, man, I had 5 women in rotation. And I say, man, you know what? I got it honestly. I told him that.
Yeah.
I got it honestly because he don't know I said I had 7 women in rotation. He didn't know that. Mm-hmm. But when he told that to him, I said, man, but I was telling you before this show started, okay, that I was going to say something as to why I felt like I needed to have more than one. People, what we see every day.
Yeah.
Sometimes we become.
Okay.
And but I had to really dig within myself.
Okay.
Right? Like for me, it's more about, although you can see all of the things that I have accomplished in my life, one thing you couldn't see is my insecurities. You couldn't see my the weak part of me, the inner part of me. So I covered up a lot of my insecurities with having multiple women.
Damn.
And see, for me, a lot of times I went to each one, and that's why I wanted them all to make sure I was the only one.
Right.
They couldn't have a boyfriend. No. Because I was insecure.
Right.
Okay. Over which I still deal with insecurities. Okay?
Okay.
Even in my current situation. However, but I wanted to acknowledge that because that's a part of me that I'm working on.
Yeah.
But a lot of guys ain't gonna admit that. They're gonna stay macho, they're gonna stay with this ego shit.
Well, I think everybody got an insecurity.
Well, I'm saying, in some type of way.
Yeah.
In some type of way. I get that. But I'm saying for me, it was more about insecurity, about jealousy. I'm a jealous dude. I'm a selfish guy. I only want you to myself.
I think most guys are jealous for real. Don't know. I don't give a shit. Sugar daddy, husband, wife, fiance, boyfriend, girl. I don't give a fuck. Most guys is jealous. I don't want my woman talking. You name one dude that want their woman talking to another dude. I'm just saying. And I'm talking from a perspective of how we know and how we think. Because we think differently.
Well, so a woman can talk to a guy. But there's a way to communicate to him. See, how you are perceived means a lot. You can lead with money.
Right.
Or which we as sugar daddies mainly do. You got some sugar babies lead with other things. They don't have money, so they lead maybe with the intellect.
Right.
Maybe the body.
Right.
Maybe the dress. Maybe the whatever. You lead in different ways, and people perceive you as being a certain kind of way based on their own experiences and education and things like that.
I understand what you're saying, but that's my point. It's perception. That's why we're talking about perception, right? Because I'll never forget when I was married. Man, my ex-wife used to say to me all the time. She would like, she, we were spiritual, still spiritual. We believe in God, church, Jesus Christ, all that, right? But she used to tell me all the time. She's like, "Hey, don't let your good be evil spoken of," right? And she would always remind me of that. Why? Because perception is reality.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So if you keep that in mind, it's like, okay, then do I do it because of someone's perception or do I operate differently? You feel what I'm saying?
Well, people are going to perceive you as being one way anyway.
Okay.
Whether or not you could be doing all the good in the world.
Right.
And you still going to get somebody who going to give you some negative feedback based on what you do. Or how they perceive you because growing up or their lack of education of knowing.
Right.
Okay. Gives them their own opinion. So that's why we're doing the podcast.
That's
we
right.
want to bring to light this culture and see how people actually perceive us.
You know what? I know what I think we should do then.
What's that?
This is a good time then.
Okay.
To go to the sugar line.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
Well, hold on. So this is the first time that we're talking through the sugar line. So we got to explain to all of our fans, followers. We appreciate y'all, by the way. But we got to explain what the sugar line is.
All right.
All right. So the sugar line is where we have individuals who either call in to ask questions, or our research team, we reach out to them, and set some things up and so forth. But it's the sugar line where anything is possible, and we can ask different questions or what have you, depending upon what we're talking about. And today we just happen to be discussing, the perceptions, right? Perception is reality, right? So because we talked about, right, what a sugar daddy is, right? So we like, all right, this is what a sugar daddy, but that's because we're talking about our story and what we've come from and what we've done and all that kind of stuff. So,
and I've heard several people too say, not to cut you off, but I've heard several people say, well, a sugar daddy is this, or he's that, or he's this. He's not a person that you become attached to, or he's this kind of person. But when you speak to each individual, you get a different kind of answer from that particular person based on, again, education, lack of education, experience.
That's right.
That kind of
I got you. So I think right now what we should do is let's go to the sugar line.
All right.
And let's get some other folks' perception of what a sugar daddy is. Because it got me intrigued because we had this 70-plus-year-old woman who gave us her perception, which was interesting to me, right? And then so let's go to the sugar line.
All right.
And we're gonna ask a couple of folks, different age ranges and so forth. So let's get to it. Welcome to the sugar line. You're on with Theophilus and Amon. Where you calling from?
Atlanta, Georgia.
What's up, Atlanta, Georgia? Atlanta, GA, baby. What's up? Okay, hold on. What should we call you, first of all? What should we call you?
Superstar.
Superstar. What's up, Star?
Superstar. She sound like a superstar.
She sound like a superstar. All right, so check it. All right, so check it. Star. Today we've been talking about the perception of a sugar daddy. It's Sugar Daddy's podcast, right? So we want to ask you tonight, what's your perception, Star, of a sugar daddy?
Well, let me see here. My perception of a sugar daddy would be someone that would take care of me, um, pretty much take care of the bills and make sure that I'm good.
So it's transactional.
Yes, it is. It can be.
That's what I'm hearing you say. Somebody that can take care of the bills and what else would he need to do?
Is that your only requirement?
Because you're the sugar daddy. You ain't the main man. And I clearly won't be the main woman. So you got to take care of me and my needs.
Okay.
All right, cool. So when you think of a sugar daddy, like off the top, if you had to think of one word, and I say sugar daddy, what would it be?
Provider.
Provider.
Because you're going to provide for me and I'm going to provide for you.
What you gonna do? So let's say if I paid your bills and gave you every.
Hold on. How much your bills a month, Star? Like, if you needed a sugar daddy, how much your bills a month? If you had to guess, like how much?
About $2,500 a month.
Okay, so if you had a sugar daddy, but look, I'm gonna give you $2,500 a month, and every once in a while we're gonna take a trip. We're gonna do this, but when I'm with you, you tell me what the expectations are. Like, I got you.
Run it. Let's do it.
Well, what are we doing?
Ooh.
We doing everything.
What's everything?
What is everything? Give me the definition of what you think everything is. It's whatever, no limits.
Okay.
Well, let me say this. This is Sugar Daddy Podcast. You are free will to say whatever you want to say.
Real talk, real connections.
I don't want to let all of my sources out the bag on your podcast.
You ain't gonna let your sources out, but just tell us how you really think.
I'm gonna stop right there.
Well, listen, Star, we appreciate you calling in. For real, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you for following us. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Stay sweet.
All right now. You too.
Now, let me say this. She was very interesting in the fact that she can ride this. It's transactional.
Yeah.
She said, I'm not going to be the only one for you And you ain't gonna be the only one for me.
You know, I didn't ask her. She sounds like she was an older, probably like 30s or 40s, right? And so I should have asked her, you know, her age demographic. But you're right, right? She just came out transactional. So let's see if we can find a younger caller. Let's go into the next. Let's go back to the sugar line and see if we get somebody.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
That's right.
Welcome to the sugar line. You're on with Namon Theophilus. Where you calling from?
Hi, I'm calling from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay, Baton Rouge in the house.
Louisiana.
Yeah. Okay, what's up, baby? And then when they say that, baby. And what?
No, we do not say baby. I don't say baby. I'm not from here. I just live here now.
Okay. Well, hey.
Well, where are you from?
I'm from Houston.
Okay, H-Town.
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 Big H-Town. Where I'm from.
Oh, shit. You had to plug that shit in.
That's right.
Listen, what's your name? We didn't get you know. What's your name, caller?
My name is Brooke.
Brooke. Welcome, Brooke. Well, first of all, we want to say thank you for following Sugar Daddies. We appreciate you. Thank you for showing some love. So look, tonight we're talking about perceptions, right? Perception is reality. So we want to ask you, Brooke, what's your perception of a sugar daddy?
Ooh, it could be a lot of things.
Give us one of the main ones.
I feel like mainly what a sugar daddy is a man, like you already know what you are. Like you pay all these bills, you pay everything. You already know. Don't think you're actually my boyfriend. Like you know what it is, but you know.
Okay, so Brooke, so you ain't gotta tell us your age, but give me like the age range. You 20s, 30s, 40s?
Yeah, I'm in my 20s.
In your 20s. Are you early 20s, mid 20s, late 20s?
I'm 25, exactly.
Okay, 25. This is good. Okay, you ever been a sugar baby?
No.
Huh? You ever thought about it? You ever thought about having a sugar daddy?
I feel like every girl has thought about it before.
Okay, so when you was thinking about being a sugar baby, tell me what your idea of what a sugar daddy was and what you thought as a sugar baby your responsibilities would be.
So reason why I never actually did it is because of the responsibilities that I would have to do for it. Because
what you think it is?
I feel like obviously I got to give something, some part of myself.
Well, it can be your intellect, your emotions. It can be sex. No, it can be a number of different things, but
it can be. But what she talking about though? Cause shit, she ain't gonna just say, hold on, Theophilus, listen. She not gonna just say I gotta give up something. I ain't never really did it to give up some time or whatever. Shit, I mean, it gonna cost you something.
Right.
Right, exactly. If an older man was just wanting time and just hang out with me, I'm cool as hell. I go to all these cool places. He just wanted to feel young again. That's great. You just want to hang out and go where I go. That's cool.
What's the cost of that?
The extra stuff.
What's the cost of that?
The extra stuff.
But bro, hold on. What's the cost of that though? What's the cost of you just hanging out?
Like for an older man, like I said, I feel like if he wants to be my sugar daddy and just hang out with me, I still want money. I still want my rent paid, all of this stuff. If that's what you're trying to be and all you want to do is hang out, that's cool too.
But what if he want to pay all your bills, pay the rent, and he want more? Can he still be a sugar daddy to you?
Me personally, I don't know about that one. I cannot see myself, getting down with a real old man like that. I personally could not. But if he wanted more, I know for facts. There's plenty of people out here that could get down.
No, we talking about you. Hold on, bro. Goddamn it, hold on. Stop. We talking about you now. Hey, Brooke, we talking about you. So hold on.
But me personally, I don't know about that one.
Hold on. We talking about you, right? We talking about sugar daddies, right? So hold on. So we're asking you the cost. First of all, we already know it's a cost at some point. It's a cost for you, it's a cost for me. So your idea of a sugar daddy, if I'm hearing you correctly, your idea of a sugar daddy is someone who would pay all your bills. The idea of a sugar daddy for you, someone who would pay all your bills and you just hang out with them, and your cost to receive the benefits of being a sugar baby would be y'all gonna hang out, y'all gonna talk, and y'all just gonna kick it. Am I correct?
For me personally, yes.
And
I
how
was
much?
still funding my lifestyle. Everything I want to do, everything I want my hair done, I want my nails done. I want to go to this concert, this show, this event, this movie. I want to go out of town. I want to do all of that. You got to fund the whole lifestyle. That's what a sugar daddy is.
And okay, so fund the lifestyle. So last question for me.
hmm
What does that cost? What are you willing to pay for that?
You mean like what do you mean? What does that cost? Like what am I willing to do for
What are
it to
you
get
willing
my
to
whole lifestyle
hold on?
funded?
What are you willing to give for someone to provide the lifestyle that you want?
Ooh, that's a great question. I don't know. I'm not really willing to give too much. Like,
So well, wait a minute. Hold up. Let me ask you this, Brooke.
mhm.
Is there a number?
Is there a number?
Is there a number? Let's say he goes above and beyond. Pass your bills, pass your hair, pass your shoes and bags, and let's say this guy says he is so interested in you, intrigued by you, that he just give you 10 grand a month just because whatever. What's your
Mhm.
number?
10 grand a month sounds great.
You
What's
gave
my
her a
number
number.
that I
Now you
would?
know you gave her a number.
What?
No. You gave her a number.
I
Bush,
did give her.
because statistics show
No, he
us.
didn't give me a number. That was I was thinking it.
Research has shown us, statistics show that ain't nobody paying 10 grand. Most. I'm not saying anybody, right? And I know that's another time, but most guys not paying 10 grand. So, Brooke, we got to wrap this up, Brooke.
Mhm.
What's your number? And what does that get the sugar daddy?
Okay, I'm gonna be real. It's not really like a what's your number. Like you can give me 10,000, 20,000. If I don't find you to be like attractive and I think you too old, you still ain't getting nothing. But like if this like man is like he is an attractive man, he dressed nice, he may be a little older than me or whatever, but he don't look like he may be like older, but he just don't look like no old man that just looks terrible.
Mhm.
Like if I find him attractive and I like him and he doing all of this other stuff, like all the money, fun, and the lifestyle, then it is what it is. You can, does
So,
that make sense? Does that answer your question?
no, that answers the question. Goddamn, listen, Brooke.
No?
Yeah, no, it
Okay.
does. No, Brooke, listen.
Okay.
Most black sugar daddies, they like zaddies, right? They gonna all look good. Shit, we look good. We don't even look our age. We may have a little gray in the beard or whatever, but shit, we're gonna dress nice. Because when you listen to our podcast or you see us, we talk about the requirements of a sugar daddy, right? We talk about what it is to be a sugar daddy. So we got money, we're just gonna be financially stable, all those things. We're gonna look good, dress good, smell good. All that shit that's the norm. So let's say all of that's there. Let's say you meet
Yeah,
an
but
older
no,
dude.
not really. Everybody doesn't always look good. Just because you have money and
No, I agree
just
with you.
because
I'm
you
talking
have
about
money and you still keep yourself up and you still dress nice and you still like smell good and stuff, you still don't look good.
But we're talking about the average sugar daddy that's like that's in that space, right? Most. We know some of them is okay, but most. We're gonna talk about the ones you fucking talking to, right? We're talking about ones who meet all that criteria. All right? Let's get that out the way. They meet the criteria. They fucking look good, they smell good, they dress the part, and they taking care of all your bills. And they travel, y'all doing shit. Now, that's out the way. Now,
Well, she already said
gotta be
it is
attraction.
what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
She won't get a number though. Hey, Brooke, we appreciate you for calling. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Wish I could do it more.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
keep following us and tell your friends about us.
Okay, I will.
All right.
Man, Brooke was a man in her
Man,
20s. That was something different.
Man, now let me say this.
Hey.
Most 25-year-olds
Yeah.
are looking for a sugar daddy. Now, she didn't say she would not accept a sugar daddy. What she said was, or alluded to in the beginning, was there was limits. There was limits. To spend time with him, take me on trips, provide for my lifestyle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
After going through the conversation and get to the nitty gritty,
Yeah.
she came to a point to say, it is what it is.
But yeah, man. But man, Brooke's thing was she ain't willing. You got to be attractive to her. So her idea of a sugar daddy is pay all her bills, meet these requirements. But part of her requirements was you had to look a certain way.
Yeah, the statistics behind women who go out with sugar daddies is fairly high who don't have sex with them.
Yeah. Yeah. You going out with you gonna pay all your bills for?
Well, I don't go out. I get to understand that we ain't doing it. That ain't my flavor, So we not gonna. I'm not spending my money based on not being able to get the benefits out of it. Okay, no, don't give me one. I like good conversation.
Yeah,
I like attention. I like all these things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the surprise that we both gonna get to.
No doubt. So man, it was interesting because her whole mindset was she had to be attracted to the person. And they can't look their age.
But she did allude to like sugar daddies were not attractive.
That's what she thought. That was her perception. Yeah,
and exactly. I've heard that from other women too.
Her perception was that they old, they got money, they want some companionship, so she want to do all those things, but not put out unless you don't look your age, you look kind of attracted to her,
right?
And it was good. So hey, that's her perception.
That's right. Let's go to the sugar line and find out what the next caller
All
said.
right, let's go back. Okay, cool. Welcome to the sugar line. You're on with Namon and Theophilus. Where you calling from, caller?
Hi, my name is Alexis. I'm calling from Atlanta.
What's up, Alexis? ATL in the house. What's good?
Hey, what's up, y'all?
So listen, Alexis, we've been talking today about, perceptions, right? The perception is reality. And so let me first ask you, before we even jump into that, what's your age range? Are you like 20s, 30s, mid 20s?
I'm in my 20s. I'm in my mid to late 20s.
Okay, mid to late 20s. This is good. Okay,
Mhm.
okay. So listen,
Yes.
when you think about a sugar daddy, what's your perception? Tell me what you think about when you say, man, like, all right, I'm gonna get a sugar daddy. What's your perception, your thoughts of a sugar daddy?
I think a sugar daddy is a trick. A man who is willing to provide.
Okay, he a trick. Okay.
Why would you say that? He a trick. Why he can't
Because that's what sugar daddies are. I mean, it's a difference between being with a man that's old with no money and not willing. The thing is, okay, let me retract. The thing is, in order to be a sugar daddy, you have to be generous. You can't be a broke sugar daddy and you can't be a stingy sugar daddy. You don't fall under the qualifications to be a sugar daddy if you are broke or stingy.
Okay,
so I feel like in order to be a trick or in order to be a sugar daddy, you have to be generous and you have to have some money to give.
Okay, so Alexa, I think that's a treat.
Ooh.
You think that's the treat?
I don't think it's a trick. I think it's a treat.
I think it depends. Okay. I think it depends on if it's a one-off or if it's an all-the-time thing. If sometimes you see a pretty lady at the bar and you decide to send her a drink, that's a treat. You might not necessarily fall under the sugar daddy category or the trick category. So that's a treat. But if you have a woman that you are always financially supporting, you are indeed a trick or / sugar daddy.
Okay.
And she's younger.
All right, so your perception of a sugar daddy is one that is financially stable, that's going to take care of you, paying all your bills and all that kind of stuff, and you're going to treat him like he's a trick.
No, I didn't say I was going to treat him like a trick. I said he was a trick.
Oh, he is a trick. Okay, so then how you going to treat him?
So your perception is a sugar daddy is a trick. They pay all the bills, but a guy that send a drink to a woman
is a treat.
Like
what I'm saying is a man. So if you decide that you want to send a woman a drink, That's you being nice. That's you know what I'm saying? Hey, here's a drink. Maybe you're sending a drink because you think she looks nice. She looks nice. It doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you sending a drink and then actions behind it could possibly mean something. But if a man sends me a drink, it don't mean much. But if a man is providing for me and I feel like being a sugar daddy in most situations is a mutually beneficial situation. I'm giving you something in return for you maybe paying all my bills. And I know a lot of women out here will be like, oh, I don't do nothing but give conversation, blah, 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 blah. That is bullshit to me. If you have a man that is financially providing for you, you are giving up ass more than likely.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we appreciate you giving us your perspective. Thank you for calling the Sugar Line. Anything you want to leave us with? Make sure you keep following us, by the way. Tell your friends about us.
Absolutely. And I just want you guys to have a nice day.
I appreciate you. Be easy, Alexa.
Bye.
Man, Alexa put it out there, didn't she?
Man, she said they getting a vast.
Hey, man, she said you giving us some ass for that, but like
She did.
she knew. And what, she was 25?
She was older. She was 20, late 20s.
I thought she said 25, but yeah, shit.
Yeah,
but,
the last color was 25.
but either way, 20s, yeah, late 20s, shit. She's like, hey, it's transactional, purely. But she also believed that a sugar daddy is a trick.
Yeah, that's the thing that kind of got me, because a treat, if a man send you a drink, that's a treat.
Yeah.
Now drink at what? $20
Yeah.
at the most. Okay. But I'm playing mortgage, or your rent, your lights, your gas, your water, buying bags, shoes, getting your hair done, and your nails done. We're going on trips.
Yeah.
And that's tricky.
Well, I understand what she's saying. No. Here's what she's saying. A man that sent a drink ain't asking for no pussy. He may just want the number or whatever.
He asking for something. It's a benefit somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But she young. She not looking at it like that.
Yeah.
She's simply looking at it like he gonna pay all my bills, and I gotta give up some ass. Her words. That's her perception.
Right.
So because of that transactional type of relationship, now we didn't go deep with her. We could have asked her, could you fall in love? Could it be something different? And I'm sure she would have a different perspective.
Right.
I would think. But my point is, she was like, no, it's transactional to her because her mindset is, sugar daddy, I got to give up some pussy.
Well, shit. What else? I think like her.
Hey, well, let's see what somebody else thinks. Let's go back to the Sugar Line.
That's it.
All right, let's see.
Welcome to the Sugar Line. You're on with Namon at the office. Where you calling from?
How you doing? Calling from Virginia.
What's going on? VA in the house. What's good?
Hey, Virginia.
And
Yeah, man.
who may we ask is calling? Who's this? Who we speaking to? What's your name?
My name's James.
James. What's good, James?
James, all right,
What's
James.
that?
James from VA. Hey, James, let me ask you, what age range are you in? It's the male's perspective range. You like 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s?
In my 50s,
Mid 50s, late 50s?
early 50s.
Early 50s. This is good shit. Okay. So, James, me and my boy at the office here have been talking about perceptions, right? And I don't know if you were listening earlier. We're talking about, what the perception of this older lady had a conversation with me on, and she gave her perception of what a sugar daddy is. So let me ask you from the male's perspective, James, tell me what your perception of a sugar daddy is.
Shit, my perspective is, older guy, he could be single or married. Nine times out of 10, he's probably married. He got him a little side piece on the side. And I feel like it's a relationship with benefits.
So you're saying that a sugar daddy is a relationship with benefits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. You ever been a sugar daddy? James?
Yeah.
I mean, tell me, real quick though, James. Tell me about your experience. Just give me one, just real quick.
Oh, well, it was this little shorty, you know. She was down and out on her luck. She didn't have a relationship. She just got out of a relationship.
Uh-huh.
And of course, I'm married. And we just got to talking one day, and she was talking about things that she needed.
Okay.
And I told her, I could provide it for her, but everybody got needs. What about me?
Ooh.
So we just came right out and said it. So she was like, "What? You want to fuck?" And I said, "Absolutely."
Okay. All right. Well, at least she was straight up with it, and it was more transactional, right? Right, Jane? Would you say that was more of a transactional relationship?
Yeah, I mean that's my look on friends with benefits.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right.
Well, James, we appreciate you following us. Tell your friends about Sugar Daddy's podcast. We appreciate you, James. Anything you want to leave us with?
Oh, I think we all should be sugar daddies.
So let me say this, guys. I agree with you, man, because I believe any man that provide for the spouse or the girlfriend or any woman and he take care of, I believe he a sugar daddy, whether he married or not. And most people would
Absolutely.
disagree, but I
Oh,
I, I appreciate you for being on my side.
absolutely.
All right, James, we talk to you.
All right, thank you.
All right. Man, a male's perspective. He said he was a sugar daddy. James, damn, what's up, James from PA?
James. Shout out to James. Hey, I like James.
Hey, man, James said,
James
provider.
wait. James say I'm married.
That's what he said. Oh, James' perspective was all sugar daddies or most sugar daddies married. That's his idea. Because he said he was a sugar daddy, but he was married.
Yeah, and he said he and this chick got to talking.
Yeah.
And she was in need, had a need that he could meet. And so there was an exchange, a transactional exchange of mutual benefits. Now, I think, because I agree with James, I think that that's the ideal sugar daddy relationship. Whether you married or not, just a mutual benefit for each party. Okay? And some men, they're not expecting sex. Ain't that crazy? Like my expectation is I got to have the full experience. I don't want just part of it. We just talk. If I can call the escort hotline and just hear some, I want to be able to feel you.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
I don't want to just hear you breathe. I want to feel you breathe.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's good.
I want to inhale your exhale.
No doubt.
Yeah,
That's some good shit.
no, I'm just saying.
At least you know James think like us. This ain't that something? Man. That's his perspective.
That's right. That's right. Let's go back to the sugar line
Okay.
and see what.
Let's see what they say.
Let's see what's that.
Okay. Welcome to the Sugar Line. You on with Namon and Theophilus. What's going on, Carla? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from LA.
Oh, LA in the house.
Hey, LA.
Yeah. What's your name?
West Coast.
Yeah, West
Brittany.
Coast. What's your name?
Brittany.
Brittany. What's up, Brittany?
Okay, Brittany.
Hey, how are y'all?
Brittany from LA. Brittany, how old are you, Brittany? Not you ain't gotta give us your age, but like give me a range. 20s, mid-20s, 30s.
No, tell us how old are you?
26.
26.
Okay, 26.
Yeah, 26.
Okay, so you called into Sugar Daddies, and so tonight we've been talking about perceptions, right? We've been talking about how Sugar Daddies are perceived. So we're gonna start out. Tell me, what is your perception of a Sugar Daddy? If somebody say, "Hey, Brittany, we want you to be a sugar baby," you're looking for a Sugar Daddy. What's your perspective, or perception rather, of a Sugar Daddy?
I would just say somebody who's making sure I'm okay, paying my bills, The other stuff we can talk about in the background, but like if I look at my perception, I would say somebody who's making sure I'm okay, I'm straight and right, you know what I'm saying? Looking out for me type stuff.
Okay. So pay all your bills, you good, you straight, checking on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as long as he's doing that, what does he get in return?
That's why I said we would have to talk about that in the background. You know what I'm saying? Depends. Some men might want time and attention, some men might want love and lust. Who knows?
Okay, so wait a minute. So I'm paying all your bills. And I say, okay, in exchange, I want to be intimate, have sex. We travel. We go to restaurant. We go to fine dining together. We do all of the things you want to do.
I would say, for one, me being me, the traveling and the fun dining is fine. I think the intimacy would have to come with if you're actually attractive or not. I can't just do it just to do it. That's just me being me. That's me being me.
Yeah. Okay.
I like that. I like that.
Okay.
So
Like we
That's
can go
what
on
we're
a
hearing.
date. I can't just do that just to do it for money.
Okay. So let me ask you a question then. So if he attractive, he meets the criteria of being attractive to you, right? You ain't got no money problems. You paying all your bills and you traveling, you getting your bags, you doing all those things. What would you be willing? You know what I mean? I mean, like, is there?
That's the thing. If he's attractive and he has his stuff together and he's just a little bit older than me, then I wouldn't mind. I'm a grown woman, so it's like I want what I want or I don't want that. You know what I mean? So
You
it's
ever
just like if he's taking care of stuff and he's not butt ugly and we have a vibe and it's not awkward, then of course it always leads to
so
intimacy. So
so have you ever had a sugar daddy relationship?
ooh.
I have. I
You
still
had?
do.
You
Huh?
say you have?
And I still do.
Oh, you still do? Oh, shit! Yo, we talking to a sugar baby. What's up? Okay, you still do.
I still
Okay.
do.
So if you don't tell us a little bit. I know we ain't got a whole lot of time. Tell us a little bit about it. How what's your dynamics?
He's a white man. I met him at Hooters when I was 18.
He's white? You
Um,
say he white?
White man, she met him who was at
he's
18.
actually a millionaire. He makes ground beef for a living. Like he has the cows and stuff. He produces ground beef. So really, we just have a great relationship. We have fun. We go out of town sometimes. I mean, obviously, it didn't just happen overnight, but he gives me money, and then we become intimate. It's been like 5 years now.
Wow.
We still cool.
Okay.
See, the culture exists.
It does exist,
It
man.
exists.
Oh man. Hey, well, listen, we appreciate you taking some time out, following us, tell all your friends, to follow us. We appreciate you.
Of course, thank you.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
Now,
Wow.
when I tell you,
I wasn't
listen.
expecting that.
Well, but come on, we bring it to light what women, sugar babies, are living and what sugar daddies are living. We're living this life.
Yeah. Wow. He a white dude. And
And they get intimate.
and they get intimate, she said. So, Diafra, since we've been going to the sugar line for everything else, I think for the sweet and sour, we need to go to the sugar line. What you think?
Absolutely.
Okay. So,
Welcome to the Sugar Line. You're on with Namona Diophilis. Where you calling from?
From Detroit.
Oh, Detroit in the house.
Deep town.
All right. And what's your name, Detroit? What's your name?
Brianna.
Brianna from Detroit. Hey, Brianna, what's your age range? Mid-20s, late 20s, early 20s, 30s, 40s? What's your age range?
Late 20s.
Late
Wait. How old are you?
29.
29.
29.
All right.
Hey, Brianna, listen. We can do this segment on our show as you've been listening in and tuning into Sugar Daddies. We do this thing called Is It Sweet or Is It Sour? So you know what the platform is. And it's about Sugar Daddies, and we talk tonight about perceptions, etc. So let me ask you a question, Brianna. Is it sweet, meaning You fuck with it. It's cool. You can rock with that because it's sweet. You can rock with that. Or is it sour? That's like, nah, fuck that. It's a piece of shit. I ain't doing that.
Right.
That's what it is. So, sugar daddies. Is it sweet or is it sour for a sugar baby to have more than one sugar daddy?
That's hard. I mean,
Is it sweet or is it sour?
it's it's sweet. It's sweet.
It's sweet
You can
how?
have different because you can have different sugar daddies for different things.
Okay. So sweet. All right, that's your perspective. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Brianna, thank you so much for tuning in to Sugar Daddies. We appreciate you. Tell all your friends now. Keep tuning in.
Thank you.
All right. Brianna from Detroit, man. She said, shit.
Hey, it's sweet. You can have multiple sugar daddies for different things.
For different things. They got different needs too.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you have it.
Some of them may be there for companionship. Some of them may be there for sex. Some of them may be there for gifts.
Yeah.
You know, different things.
Different things, so. Hey, Brianna from Detroit, it's sweet. Sweet or sour. Hey, well, listen. Man, this was a good one, man. Shoot.
Yeah.
The perspectives, man.
Yeah.
Different people's perspective.
Yeah,
Perception is reality.
Yeah, it is. It is. How people perceive you means a lot.
Means a lot. I don't care what it is, man. Whatever the profession is, you know, their perception is their reality towards you.
That's
so
right.
thank you for everybody who called in, giving your perspective and your perceptions of what a sugar daddy is. Oh, man, that was so enlightening. Just the different age ranges.
Man, different answers for each age range.
Yeah. Well, keep tuning in. We see you next week. Come on, sugar daddies, let's go.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Real talk.
Real connections.